Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, and welcome back to Woo Woo Wisdom on this 2/11/22.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's 2/22, literally, because of the 1 and 1 equals 2.
Yep. So another 2/2/2 portal.
Cool.
So, and the energy is funky. Funky today.
Yeah.
We were
this whole week actually. But yeah.
We were kind of sitting here. We didn't really have any questions today, so we were kind of like talking about what we were going to do, what we were going to talk about, and kind of both of us got messages that kind of like shook us up a little bit, like, you know, right before go live. So we felt like kind of we probably needed to talk about that because there's got to be some something energetic or some lesson there for us, or some trial that we need to deal with. So
well, this is, you know, I listen to this shout out to Gemstone Tarot on YouTube. I love her. She's in England, and I listen to her daily videos, and she was talking about how when Mercury Retrograde goes out, it like kicks the door on the way out, you know, so it's like
okay.
So that's kind of how I feel, like somebody kicked the door in my face on the way out.
That damn Mercury Retrograde, y'all.
I know, it's been rough.
This one's been a toughie.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of feeling like I'm ready for that February shift to kick in, because the first part of this year has been, and I know we sound like we just complain all the time about the energy, but
it's gonna get better.
Yeah, but it's
pockets of good.
Pockets of good, but it definitely feels like it's building up to a crescendo of some type.
Yeah.
So I feel like a big shift is getting ready to happen, and it's kind of exciting, but kind of nerve-wracking at the same time a little bit, because I don't know that for myself. I mean, I think the shift will kind of affect everyone, the shift in the energy. But as far as for myself, I haven't gotten like a clear knowing from my guides yet, like where that shift is going to occur for me personally. So that kind of gives you a little bit of the side of the excitement and the anxiety about it.
Yeah.
So post shadow is always the ass kicker.
Yeah.
Got that right.
So I sent a message to the group on Tuesday, I think it was, our little Ohm-g group texting, and I'm like, I'm having my first existential crisis for the week, and I feel like I don't know if that's just part of my personality, like I'm always seeking to grow and wanting to know what's next and wanting to be helping other people, wanting to feel like I am on purpose.
Right.
And, you know, I don't know that you can feel that way every single day. I wish that I could, because I think it would make me, like, give me some relief. So I decided on Wednesday that I was going to go walking in the woods. There's an area that I like to go close to where I live, and the forest there is very magical, and I've had a lot of spiritual experiences out there. And so I usually always go with my walking friend, Rosalie.
Our beautiful moderator who's here today.
She's here with us today. But I have this fear of being out in the woods, like far away from people, where I won't see anyone, that it's this fear. I don't know where it comes from. I think it's probably past life related. I've probably died in the woods, you know,
at some point, right?
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, today I'm going to overcome my fear, and I'm going to go out in the woods by myself.
Right.
So I went out there by myself. My stomach was like, oh, I'm scared. But I went anyway. And whenever I got out there, there was a murder of crows. Isn't that what they call it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So the crows are in the tree up on the path on this other side of this waterway that is like inside of that river that runs through there. There is some really intense energy, and I've experienced a lot of spiritual activity.
Because water amplifies,
So they were within that area. So I was like, okay, I'm going to walk this way today because I'm going to go see what they're, you know, squawking about. And I mean, they were so loud. I don't know that I've ever been around anywhere close to them when they've been going crazy like that. And also there was a hawk coming in, and they weren't chasing the hawk. The hawk was coming towards them.
Almost like it was like, what is going on over here?
Yeah. So the hawk is screaming, the murder of crows are screaming. So I get to them, and then they fly further off across another little stream, which also has some Scotsman activity up there and some other kind of activity. So I walk up there because I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go this way because I feel like they were leading me. They were like, come this way. So I saw my usual, my Indians, my Scots, the people that are typically out there in that area. And the Indians were like, come, like trying to get me away from being on top of the hill where the crows were. Mm-hmm. So I just did my walk. I really needed it. I felt so much more centered and grounded whenever I got back. And then Rosalie and I went out yesterday, and the Indians weren't there, and the Scots weren't there, and crows weren't really there. So Rosalie acts as a human pendulum, basically. Like, she asks the question, her body will give her a yes or no because she channels the energy. And so we discovered that they were Minotaurs that had come to the forest. Oh. And their lesson was overcoming fear was one of them. What was the other ones, Rosalie?
Shadow work.
Shadow work. And that's what I had been doing, was overcoming my fear of being alone in the woods.
Right. So they were validating.
Yeah, and they were all over the place out there. It was crazy. And the Indians weren't there and didn't feel my other Scottish people that are usually there. So it was really, really interesting how that energy has shifted out there. And I don't know if I'm going to go back next time and it's going to be completely different, but
that's so cool.
It was really good, and I feel so much better after spending some time outside. But I'm still having an existential crisis. So,
well, I think that's like cosmically aligned. Like, I think a lot of us are feeling that right now. And as she was telling that story, the card that came up was growth. Mm-hmm. So expand consciousness and awareness. So that was kind of what you were, and maybe that's what that was. What you were called to do out there. Yeah.
And it was funny, too, Rosalie had asked for a sign that her guides were around. And I had my phone out. I was taking a picture of the water because it was really pretty. And it was, like, bringing up reflections.
Like a rainbow kind of,
rainbow stuff. And I had a pop-up on one of my apps that said, "This is the sign you were looking for," or something like that. And I was like, okay, girl, you got your sign. Your guides are with you.
That's so wonderful. I love stories like that.
That's fun.
I do want to take a minute before I forget. Shout out to Palmer Girls on Instagram. Thank you for your like, for your follow, for all your comments, for just for joining our community, because that's what we want to do. We want to grow the community, and we really appreciate you coming on board with us. So I just wanted to give that shout out in case you're watching on the replay.
Yeah, and we had a new podcast episode drop yesterday. Episode 10. Why try drag?
That's right.
So if you're interested, if you're watching this on the replay, go and have a listen. It was a good one.
It was a good one. I really enjoyed. I was kind of like behind the scenes on that one, but listen to the conversation of just like how spirituality played into. We have a few friends of the podcast who have overcome alcoholism, and they were talking about like the spirituality, how that helped them in doing that, and the spiritual aspect of kind of choosing to live a sober lifestyle. So it was really, really interesting. They brought up some really, really great points that kind of just a different perspective, just a different way to look at things, and it was super interesting. So if you haven't listened to that yet, please go take a listen to that. It was really good.
Yeah. So shout out to Cecilia
and Brittany.
Yeah,
they did
our guests that day. It was really,
and they did they did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were so open and forthcoming about challenges that they've had and the different kind of methods because they both kind of like attacked the problem from different perspectives. So it was really interesting.
It was indeed.
So with that being said, again, if you're watching live and you have any questions, Facebook or Instagram, just type them in and we'll get to them as they come up. But we haven't had any questions yet this week. So with Valentine's Day coming up, I thought maybe we could do a pick-a-pile on on relationships. And as I was thinking about that, kind of what popped into my mind was self-love. And actually we were playing with a deck beforehand, and this was the card that that popped up on top, self-worth and self-love, and it's actually in the shape of a Valentine cake.
So it's kind of perfect.
Kind of perfect, yeah. So, we, and holidays like this, it's all about the candy, and you want to get the stuffed animals for the kids and make sure that they've got Valentines to take to school and give to their little friends, and you're so super focused on your significant other or the person that you would like to be your significant other. But a lot of times we don't think about self-love and how important that is, and especially during periods like this, like these holidays, when it is so easy to super or hyper focus on those outside of us. So I thought maybe we could do a couple of piles on self-love, and kind of like if you resonate with one, then these messages would be kind of what you need to give yourself for self-love, and then if you resonate with two, it might be a different message.
Yeah, because your relationship with yourself is your most important relationship.
Yes.
That's my advice for the day.
And it's the most difficult relationship.
It is.
In your life. So
Yeah.
all those lessons and all those, all the things.
They are painful.
Sometimes they are. And I kind of feel like you're talking about existential crisis, and that's kind of where I feel like I am. I feel like I'm like in this growth pattern, and but I feel like I almost feel like pulled in too many directions. Like, okay, I need to heal this, but I can't heal that until I heal this, and so I got this going on over here, and you can't tackle all the things at once, right?
But you want to do it all at once because you just want to get it out of the way.
God, yes. So I just want to be done with it. And get to the other side of those lessons, because that there's going to be, as you grow, there's going to be more things to come. But the repeating things that just keep coming back, and you're like, okay, like I thought question sent to Brenda.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had dealt with that, but it keeps coming back up. So,
all right. So, let's go to spirit. What do you get on my healing? And what's the energy around the next 3 months?
Aw. So the first card that popped out was friendship.
Aw.
So you've got people supporting you.
3 months.
Yeah.
Wish I could just hop on a jet plane.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay.
So the second card that came up was discipline in reverse. So I know that's the art of letting go. I know that that's not a foreign concept to you, and that maybe there's some area where you're just going to have to throw up your hands and give up control and just kind of let nature take its course for a while and see how that works.
And I pulled the solar plexus chakra. So, with your healing work, well, as you know, what you've had going on, I think that's going to be important to do some solar plexus chakra, and also pull the ear chakras. So maybe some imbalance in your chakras since you've been going through the healing process and, taking medication for pain and things like that. Maybe it's kind of blocked some of those things, especially your ear chakras, with getting messages from spirit. So I think doing some healing, because we've already had this conversation about doing some major healing work as you get better, because there's been so much trauma to you that I think doing some healing work around that is going to be really important.
Mm-hmm. And
getting balanced.
Mm-hmm. And I pulled 2 cards because the first one I wasn't sure it was a message for you. It felt like it was it was more in general, but both the cards that came up were kind of like about the same thing. And one is know your worth and step into your power. And the step into your power, if you notice the figure of the woman, to me it just struck me as very solar plexus related. It's kind of like, that's
well, that's your power center. So, and then you got that big yellow ball.
The big yellow ball, and if you look, right out of her solar plexus is shooting this yellow light. Just a great validation of exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah. And heaven is watching over you, so I know that you're being protected and taken care of by people in the spirit realm. And also safe travels. So I don't know if that has anything to do with you going somewhere, or just this part of your journey, you're going to be safe through it, like this healing part of your journey. If you've been nervous about a spider coming to join us. Maybe there is a message in the spider totem as well.
There is a spider.
It's about creating your own, like weaving your own web.
Mm-hmm.
Girl.
It's part of the Minotaur message as well.
It was, yeah. And then I had love on the bottom, so.
Yep. Spiders definitely the spider's about creation.
Yeah.
Creating the web, bringing your dreams into reality, the fabric of life. So it's definitely a
I was going to tell Whitney,
It's okay. Go ahead.
worked with citron. It just popped in
Citron.
my head. But
Okay.
Citron helps.
With the solar plexus.
Yes.
Yep.
Did you
So
hear that? I guess you heard that.
I vote both. Yeah. Both.
One more card about this healing process and what you can expect in the next 3 months. Oh. Doesn't want to come out. I don't know what that means. Halls of a minty initiation. Secrets revealed, treasures uncovered in initiations. So I'm just going to see if there's anything in the description that I want to pull out. Oh, this is fun. You're in a deep initiatory chamber at this time, which I kind of think of that, your solar plexus in that area is like, it's a chamber. It holds
your power. It holds your
it holds your life. I mean, there's so many
Life force.
organs and all of that kind of stuff that's in there. You might feel that things are heavy and challenging, but know that a reconfiguration is happening. Energetically, you are going through an initiation that will allow you to go beyond the fears of the ego and transcend the limitations of the physical realm. You might not feel that light is present because you are in the middle of this phase at the moment, but know that it is present within you. You might be feeling frustrated or overwhelmed, but a lot of this anxiety is actually old energies that are stored in the depths of your body being released so that your vibration can rise. And look at the card. See how dark it is, but also notice this shape. I know that will have some significance to you. So you're in the middle of that darkness, so to speak, right now. But it's just a time of initiation, which usually is like,
Yeah. That's kind of what we've been talking about. It's like that. It feels like everything is just kind of building up to this. What I hope is going to be a magnificent overflowing.
new growth and
Yeah.
new things.
Absolutely. Okay. So anything? Facebook. Okay.
So
Let's-
you wanna pick up
Yeah, let's go
piles?
ahead. So, if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, yeah,
He's joined us on the table, the spider.
He has.
He's drawn to the amethyst. Where'd he go?
He's right there.
Oh yeah, you want to put him outside, bro? He's on the bottom there, and he's climbing around the backside. Sorry. Save a spider.
Yeah. Take care of the little animals. So yeah, if you resonate with 1 or 2, just kind of like sit, breathe in, feel into that, see which one feels more aligned with you and where you are right now, and we'll see what we get.
And
The front door
is open.
Yeah, so Ro, just open the front door to let the spider.
So we are drawing cards for how to For self-love,
Yeah.
self-acceptance, how can you
How can you celebrate?
go more into that?
Yeah, the love of self during this Valentine's season.
Okay. All right. Today we are live, y'all. We are live. Nothing is perfect, and that's okay.
Well, but he had a beautiful message, so it was
Whoa.
worth
That's one.
everything just flying out.
Turn that back there so you can see this beautiful. My fist.
We'll keep that out as our intention.
Okay. The self-love card.
Yeah, because we know that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. I think I'm going to pull one of these Green Witch Tarot Companion cards. We are recording an
Citrine, I
episode.
fully embrace my courage, confidence, success, and self-worth.
Whoa. Okay, that was unnecessary. Excuse me. There's one underneath my left foot over there.
Okay.
Wish I had that underneath the table. Really. Oh, I like that one. The Knight of Pentacles. Scroll on horse. Need some freedom. Freedom. Freedom.
Yes, we do.
Okay, that's going to go with that one. And with pulling these Green Witch cards, we're going to be recording an episode tonight on Witch Please. So be on the lookout for that. That'll probably be episode number 12.
12.
Okay. Okay. One of these and then I'll be good.
Okay. So with this deck, I'm asking what light workers can we call on to help us with our love of self and worth? One more.
I like these cards too.
They're
They
beautiful.
Speak of Valentine's Day with all the pinks and the roses and the blues.
All right.
Okay.
So pile 1, pile 2. Let's do different. Let's start with pile 2 this time.
Okay. All right, so pile 2, if you picked pile 2. All right, so we're talking about self-love and how to do more,
Yeah, like-
practice more self-love and self-worth.
Right.
So the first card I pulled was a sign from above. And the second card was Koala, which says Spirit has a plan. So that's kind of like a sign. Full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. And then the Truth card. Truth is different at different levels of consciousness. Reserve judgment. The Knight of Wands. Diana, focused intention.
Oh.
And then the Sisterhood of the Rose. So beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, and teacher. So as I pull all these cards out here, I'm going to create a story with them, what they are telling me. So whenever I see the Sisterhood of the Rose, I think about like bringing the people around you, your tribe, whether you're male or female, like surrounding yourself with the people that you really care about, because that is, you know, that's loving yourself, surrounding yourself by people that you care about.
Right.
And it feels like there's some, like this Truth card, there's something that you are afraid to do or afraid is not going to happen. And Spirit wants you to know that there's a plan and to allow the fears to go away. Like, let them go out with the full moon in the water. That's what's going on with the full moon in Cancer. Like, and that's a Cancer is all about the emotions. So, and water and emotions, you know, all that goes together. Have your focused intention on what you want to create. So if you want to create something for yourself that's going to give you some deep satisfaction or happiness or joy, have that focus in your mind as a manifestation tool. Know that Spirit has a plan for you, and allow your fears just to be washed away by the water. You can visualize that. Whenever I was out walking on Monday, there's a couple little places that there's like little vortexes of energy, and I stood in it and I said, I release fear. And I felt the energy like going away. So if you need to do something symbolic like that, you can do that as well. And then the Knight of Wands, I just want to give that a little quick looky-see and see if anything jumps out at me.
And when you pulled the Truth card and you read the back, truth is different at different levels of consciousness, reserve, judgment. What popped into my head is felt like that there's a story in your own mind that you are believing is true, and it probably is, but at certain levels. But you may have to like go a little bit deeper, where it may not be. It may only be part of the story, not the whole truth. And that's kind of like, what you're talking about of like, if that story that you have is a little bit fear based, of releasing that fear and kind of seeing that belief from a higher perspective or a bigger perspective.
Yeah, and I feel like this has something to do with something that this group is wanting to do in a physical realm, because the card, the Knight of Wands, talks about time for action, new experiences, new career, creative venture starting up, enthusiasm, journey, departure, exploring the unknown, being fearless. So I think that, if there's something that you want to do, allow your fears around it to wash away, have the intention of what you want to see develop, and know that Spirit has a plan, and look for the signs, because Spirit will give you little signs about, your next action steps.
Right.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's it. And surround yourself with people that you love, because that's important too.
Right. And people who have, who you resonate with, who are like-minded, common beliefs. Okay. So in pile 1, the first card is retreat. And that's about your guardian angel. Practice gratitude, which is always wonderful. Kindness.
Oh.
What if being kind to yourself really could change everything? Beautiful. And then the cat spirit, claim your independence, which I think when we're talking about self-love, like having gratitude for internal things, not just external things.
I feel like this group of people might be uncoupled during Valentine's Day, because it feels like a lot of...
Ten of Pentacles again.
It was in reverse, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.